To Morgantown, we break it first. W pride, we quench your thirst. No spin, all truth, loud and proud. Mountaineer nation, say it loud. The voice of Morgantown. VOM, Mountaineer pride, we go all in. First to the facts, last to the spin. It's the voice of Morgantown. Let's begin.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of The Rush Show, presented to you by the Voice of Morgantown Network, the show where I give you West Virginia and Big 12 takes and analysis in 10 minutes or less. So let's get it started. I don't know about you all, but I woke up today feeling great. Normally I get up right and, you're a little tired. You need a lot of caffeine to kind of get you through the day, get you to work and get you going. But for some reason today, I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling good. I don't need as much caffeine. I got this extra pep in my step. I actually don't dread work today. And then I started thinking a little more like, why am I feeling this way? And then it hit me. The long wait is almost over, and it's officially game week, everyone. Congratulations. We made it. We're talking about Robert Morris this week coming to Morgantown, West Virginia. This game will be at 2:00 on ESPN Plus, everyone's favorite network. We'll talk about that later, but I do think it's an important week for many reasons. And I know it's, besides it being week one, obviously it's the start of the season, week one, that's always going to be important. Let's put that to the side. I do feel as though, and I've discussed this before, that usually an FCS opponent, right, is not as like, it's okay. Who's our next opponent after that, right? It's the, we'll say the get right week, the freshen up week. You still gotta get things right. You still want to study your film, but as fans, right, we're already like, all right, get us to the game after that for some more excitement. But with this comes different things this week. And I think we've seen in the past years too, our FCS opponents usually been sandwiched. Like past couple years, it's been week 2 after we've played Penn State. Sometimes it's week 1, but this year it's week 1, and it's Robert Morris coming to town. A game that should not be a concern and absolutely winnable, but important for a couple of reasons. One, it's obviously Rich Rod's, he's back, and this is the start to his era, part 2. And what are we getting with an older, more mature Rich Rod that we know is staying here and not going anywhere else? So first off, very important. Number 2, while we're getting a feel for the roster, and most likely we know who's going to be out there to start this game. Also, there's questions there that who are filling out all the positions. What are we getting with Rich Rodriguez? And just the roster, who's going to play what, and the team has to work things out on their end as well. And I do think from playing an FCS team, right, there's a balance to this, especially playing them week 1, right? Is you want to get off to a hot start. You want to feel good. You want to get right. You want to see what your strengths and what your weaknesses are. You see them a lot in practice, but a game is completely different than practice. And that's where you really see guys shine or struggle under the lights. And this game, right, with Ohio on deck, then Pitt, of course, and then the Big 12 schedule, is you don't want to empty out the playbook. You want to get as many possible guys out there you can for a number of reasons, right? You want to clear your bench to get those guys playing time, see if other guys are capable of stepping up. It is a war of attrition, this sport, and you're going to have second, third, fourth string guys step up at some time in this game. But also you want to be in a position where you can take your starters out early so they don't get hurt either, talking about that war of attrition. At the same time, too, you got to take this sport 1 week at a time. You can't worry about Ohio. You can't worry about Pitt. You can't worry about the Big 12 schedule that lies behind that. You've got to play to win every week. And I find these FCS games interesting in the fact that you don't want to empty out your playbook. You want to get ahead early. You want to get other guys out there but you don't want to be an embarrassment like Michigan. No one's ever going to forget Michigan losing to App State. And that's before App State is what we know them today. This is App State when who is App State, going to the big house and winning. You don't want to go down in history as, oh my gosh, remember that year this team lost to that FCS opponent. Obviously it would be a horrible start to the year and everything would seem like it's on fire. And so I think we give, I'll say coaches and coaching staff kind of this, I'll say automatic bye when it comes to playing FCS opponents. And this game shouldn't be worrisome at all. I'm not saying to go as far as that, but I do think there is a fine line and a kind of internal war that these coaches play in how, quote, I'll say all out are we going in this game. And so they'll never say that at the podium, right? They'll have their coach speech. Rich Rod will be like, Robert Morris is the team we're playing this week. We're only focused on Robert Morris. We're going to give them all we have. We got to respect this opponent coming in. It doesn't matter who they're playing. We got to play to win this game. And he's right about all of those things. And that's what I hope they do. It's that these players have to have the right mindset that this isn't an automatic bye game. They have to be ready to go. And, ideally you want to get the benefit of having the things that I discussed earlier in this episode and playing as many guys as possible, getting your starters out early and fine tuning everything that you've done leading up to this point in practice and two-a-days and getting ready to go to Ohio, getting ready to take on your rival Pitt. And then of course the Big 12 schedule after that. So later in this week, we'll discuss the X's and O's more of this game. I know, again, it's an FCS opponent. It's not as sexy as, it's going to be here a couple weeks in Morgantown for the backyard brawl, or even next week going to Ohio, and hope you don't get caught in a trap game. But nonetheless, very important game. It's a good get right game. Even if it's week one, you still want to get right. You still want to get finely tuned. And it's a great way. It's a great start for Rich Rod to make his mark, being back in Morgantown, to get a home win, to get the crowd behind it. And I mean, even the coaching staff is working on their communications and how their in-game adjustments are too. And playing an FCS opponent can be important for getting those. I'll say it and I'll say it again, and I'll emphasize it this week. It's not an automatic bye. It shouldn't be treated as an automatic bye. Each game's important, and all these players and coaches have to have the right mindset going into this game, because you don't want to be a storyline on SportsCenter Sunday morning that how could West Virginia lose to a team like Robert Morris? How could this happen, right? I truly believe with Rich Rod at the helm that he's been emphasizing this leading up to this game, riding these guys hard, and he's not going to let them forget that this is no gimme. And Robert Morris, to their credit, right, they come into, for their conference in FCS, they come in to the season with expectations of their own. They come to a Morgantown where we're paying them to come, and they want to double dip. They have nothing to lose. They're fired up. They want to come into Morgantown and come home with a win. We're going to get their best shot too. Are they Power 4 conference players? No, but once in a while, lightning will strike and it'll hit the right spot too. So, got to be very smart with how this game is played. And sometimes with that, you have nothing to lose mentality. It can get you very far. So, as we approach our final minute in the show, looking forward to the season ahead. I am really confident in Rich Rod and his ability to transform this program and turn it into a program that it once was, and that fans have been clamoring for and really have wanted to see the glory of West Virginia return. And I do think Saturday is the start to this. And I think there are a lot of great things to come. Will they come with their growing pains? Absolutely. But like I said about Rich Rod, right? Every game is going to be a dogfight. You have a chance to win every game, no matter who the opponent is and how much better they may be than you. And we're going to stay competitive, and these guys are going to fight hard. And that's, the past 6 years we've been asking for our teams. And unfortunately, it's fallen very short. So I do believe West Virginia football is back. Looking forward to Saturday, and I'll be here all week, guys. Have a good one. Let's go Mountaineers.